Hello and welcome to Trojan Talk. I'm your host, Aaron Taylor. Today we'll be learning about ways that Troy University students can get more involved on campus. And my guest today, Director of Student Involvement, Barbara Patterson. Barbara, as always, thanks for joining us today.
I'm so happy to do it.
And it's the beginning of a semester, so it's an opportunity for new students and possibly some old students to find a way to, I guess, find their niche here on campus.
Absolutely.
Why is it so important for students to get involved, especially early on, and especially maybe some of these new students, to find a way to get involved?
For me, there's two reasons that I want students to get involved. The first reason is I think they will be so much happier if they find their little home away from home, as you said, their niche. Our students have so many gifts and so many talents that our student organizations need. And students will be so much happier if they can find an organization that meets their goals, their values, if they can find an organization that has something to do with their future career path, or they can find an organization that meets their religious needs, or an organization that just simply meets their social needs. They will be totally enriched by joining that organization, and then turn around and learn to develop their leadership skills by even just being a good member, by being the member who shows up, but then later on being the member who volunteers to cook the meals, or volunteers to run the meetings, or to organize a fundraiser. And I think the other reason that it is so important for a new student to get involved is, I think one of the things that's important for all of us to learn is to be a freshman at something at every point in our lives. And I think that taking that first step to doing something new is always a challenge for everybody. Walking in the door and being the person who walks in the door by themselves it can be a real challenge, but it also helps us to learn to do that all throughout our lives. And so we want students to challenge themselves and take that step into being a new at something, and learning a new skill, and as I say, being a freshman all your life.
Freshman, and of course, speaking of freshmen, the students that are actually freshmen right now, one would think that getting involved with an on-campus organization might be one of the easiest ways to get acclimated to the campus. Whether you're trying to find your footing, just going to a meeting and being a part of a group will help you make that transition to college life.
And I think it really does. I've spoken to several students this week who've already kind of very quickly found their niche, and they've been like, so excited, I'm so happy, you know, and it's so good to see that. And I just think it's just absolutely invaluable to have that feeling like, ooh, this is a place that I can belong. And I think also what's so important, because not all organizations right now have gotten up and started, and there's such a wide variety of organizations for students to choose from, that even in the next couple of weeks, they still need to start looking out for those organizations that might meet their needs.
And of course, in finding those organizations, one of the ways you mentioned there is maybe keeping an eye out for flyers and things of that sort.
Absolutely.
But they can come to your office, and there may be some students out there who don't know where to find your office and how to take advantage of that office. Tell us how they can take advantage of that.
Well, we're in the Trojan Center. We're in Trojan Center room 215. I always say it's the office on the second floor, leading out from Barnes & Noble's that has the big red wall. and we are always happy to sit down. In fact, right before I came here, I was meeting with a student who's actually a sophomore, who's actually involved in a lot of stuff, but she's like, I want to do more. And so we are always happy to sit down with a student, and we always kind of try to look at, you know, what are they really interested in, what do they really value, and start making suggestions.
And of course, there's such a variety of organizations on campus that someone's bound to find something that fits. And they may even go to something new that they've never tried before and open their eyes to something entirely different.
Well, and you know, I think about many times I work on late on Tuesday nights, and I'll walk out of the Trojan Center and walk right by the ballrooms where the Trojan Swing Dance Club is. Their meetings is dancing, and there will be, and I'll peek in, and I'll just see them just having the best time.
Having the best time.
And many of them had no idea how to swing dance or do any kind of dance before they walked in those doors, and so that's always fun to see.
Always a good opportunity to learn something new, meet some new people, and get involved.
Absolutely.
Once again, thanks for joining us, Barbara.
You're
Here's
welcome.
hoping that some students take your advice and get involved on campus.
I hope so.
Thank you.
Okay.
And thank you for joining us on today's edition of Trojan Talk.